Jacob Silman, Speed Sport Magazine. Chase, two for you. First, after last year, the 3 wins and making the playoff push that you did, how big is a win like this early in the season just to solidify your place here and to know, to more or less show everybody else, hey, this wasn't a fluke, we're here and we're here to stay?
Yeah, it was just, last year obviously was good with the 3 wins. The cool thing about today is how early in the year it is, and those playoff points propelling some of those guys to the Final Four. Obviously, you need to win at other places, aside from a speedway too, but a sticker's a sticker and the playoff points are what they are, and I think it's important to rack them up as early as you can, as long as you can keep stacking on top of it, so it's certainly a big deal. Excited about it, and just nice to get a speedway win. We've been close and had some really fast cars, and Alan's never won one in his 15 years crew chiefing, or however many years it's been, so that's pretty cool, and just looking forward to enjoying it.
It took you a while to get to victory lane, but now you've got 4 wins in the last 8 months. How have you grown as a driver over this journey and really over the span of the last year or so as you've started to kind of come into your own?
Yeah, just, trying not to just ride the roller coaster, try not to be too up on the ups and too down on the downs. It's, there's just so many things that are out of my control and out of my hands. You have to just kind of roll with it some days, and that's not fun. Sometimes it is. Today's like today, it's fun to roll with it. Richmond, it was not fun rolling with it, so it's just one of those things where you just have to appreciate the good days and, enjoy them. I mean, these races are too hard to win not to enjoy them, and you never know if or when you're ever going to win another one. And I think having such a hard road to get to win number 1 made me realize that and appreciate it more than I would have if I had been able to get a win right off the bat. So it everything kind of runs its course for a reason.
We'll go right here in the middle and then in the back to Matt.
Doug Turnbull for WSB Radio PRN. Chase, I was just, first off, congratulations. And I know I heard you, it was either you or Alan yell on the radio about you finally got one at Talladega. I guess that was Alan. But how big is it for you because of your family's success here? You shared the Eric Church Talladega video and the whole montage of you and your dad on there. So I feel like, I'm sure there's some sentimentality there, right?
For sure, just kind of happened by happenstance that video was what it was, and then today worked out like it did for sure. But Dad's history obviously very cool. To me the biggest piece of today is just how much of a home race it felt like after the race. I mean, I was blown away by the people and how fired up everybody was. That was an unbelievable experience, and we are close to home, so that's cool. And they made me feel that way, so that I couldn't ask for much more there.
We'll go to Matt and then up to the press box.
Matt Weaver, Auto Week. Even before you won the race, just watching around the middle stages, I was struck by the relationship that you and Eddie had built and the way that you guys talked to each other, worked together. And it kind of sent me back to the first time you worked with him in the Cup Series during one of the Daytona Duels came to mind. And I remember he kind of had to teach you a lot of things. He told you very candidly what you were doing wrong. So how has that relationship evolved at Daytona and Talladega to get you to the point to where now you're in victory lane here in the Cup Series?
Yeah, well, I mean, Eddie does a good job, and obviously he's been doing this stuff a lot longer than I have. So anytime somebody with that kind of wisdom is going to offer advice, I think you certainly listen. And I think he has grown to know kind of what I like and what I do. And I kind of know what he says and what he likes and what he likes to say and when he likes to say it, So I think all those things are nice, and as you grow a relationship with somebody, it does nothing but help that, and he deserves a lot of credit. He did a good job today. The Chevrolet teammates deserve a lot of credit as well. Alex and I know I kind of single him out a little bit because he and I were around each other a lot throughout the day, and I think he built some trust in me early in the race. I built a lot in him late in the race, and it takes a lot of patience to push a guy and whatnot. So it was certainly a team win.
Press box, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hey Chase, Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. Congratulations on the win. Doug Turnbull just asked you about your reaction to the way the fans, were cheering for you there at the end. There's been a lot of talk about NASCAR needs like a Tiger Woods, somebody that can really, take the role of being that popular guy the fans embrace. Do you want that role? What did you think about the reaction today, and And also, what do you think the reaction will be tonight when you get back to Dawsonville?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, just the post race was unbelievable. I've never had a crowd. It just felt like in the palm of your hands. I mean, is how it felt. You know, you get excited, they get excited. You know, you walk and they don't say anything, and you pump your arms up and they get pumped up. So that's just something that I've never really experienced, and that's one of the coolest moments I feel like of my racing career. And yeah, you don't know if that'll always be that way. People might not like you in a couple years or whatever. So today was something I'll never forget, and just appreciate all the folks making it feel like a home race.
We'll go over here to Jerry and then back down here to Bob.
Jerry George, Guitarist.net. I believe it's been since 2016 since Hendrick has gone 1-2. But to that end, how important was teamwork, not only just as with Bowman, but Chevy as a whole out there working today?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it was a team win for sure, and there were the large majority of the day we were working together as a bow tie group and as Team Chevy, and I felt like we executed that well. I think we could make it better too, you know, just because it worked out. I think we don't need to be content in the results. I think we need to realize we could do a better job. But there's certainly power in numbers at these races, and when you have guys being selfless and wanting to, you know, push and make the lane go, it makes a difference, and certainly worked out for us today. I know it didn't work out for some, but yeah, it felt like that everything was, it all kind of happens for a reason, but I think it could be better. But yes, it was a lot of effort that went in, and I felt like it was executed pretty well.
We'll go to Bob and then over to Jim and down to Dustin.
Bob Cockridge, Fox Sports. You're going into, you have a big win this week, and you're going to two tracks where you won last year in Dover and Kansas, and I'm curious what those two wins meant as far as kind of solidifying you as a contender year in, year out, in the sense of, hey, you had won one, but those are wins 2 and 3.
Yeah. Well, those are certainly great wins last year, and I felt like that, you know, anytime you can win and win often is a big deal. And I felt like we won pretty often in those span of a couple months last year, which was great. I still don't think we're winning often enough. I feel like we need to be contending more. I see some of our competitors being in contention more than we have been throughout this season, so I think we can certainly do a better job. But to have a win this early in the year, I think is nice. Just because we won at Dover and Kansas doesn't mean we're going to go run really good there too. I mean, you know that. So it still could be hit or miss, and we just need to go there and see what we have. And obviously we didn't run very good at Richmond, which was unfortunate, but had a good day today and need to ride that as best we can next week.
We'll go to Jim and then to Dustin.
Jim under motorsport.com. You mentioned Alex earlier. If the race had stayed green, were you prepared for Alex to give it a shot, and how you feel you were positioned to ward him off come to the finish?
Yeah, I knew something was coming for sure. I wasn't going to ride second if I was him, so I knew he wasn't going to ride second either. But yeah, I didn't really know, obviously didn't know what he was going to do, but I was just trying to position myself the best I could. I knew he was going to make some sort of a move. I had been pretty committed to the bottom at that point, so obviously he was going to have to come off the bottom past me. And I was going to come off the bottom with him when he did. But yeah, it was, you know, it worked out. And like I said, I appreciate his selflessness. There were times where he could have, you know, canned me and moved on, and he didn't, and you know, stuck to it, and that went a long way. So I really appreciate that. He deserves a lot of credit. Team Chevy deserves a lot of credit in general, but you know, especially him today.
Go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. A couple things, Chase. On the final restart, you let Kurt Busch come down in front of you, and I'm just curious. First of all, is, you know, 4 laps to go, I think most people would say, hey, it's great everybody worked together, all bets are off, you're putting somebody else in front of you. Why did you do that? How did that kind of position and help you out to be a favorable move for you in that situation?
Well, I mean, if it had been a green-white checkered, I don't think it would have been favorable. So I think there, you know, having it being more than 3 laps, I felt like there was going to be enough steam and enough momentum up to where the pack was going to be kind of back to normal. But when you get those green-white checkers, I just don't feel like, it doesn't seem like there's ever enough energy in it to really make a run at the leader, but I felt like there was going to be some power in numbers with it being that many laps to go. So that was what we did, I was really trying to stay with him and trying to, stay the course on all that and be, be the best friend I could be, at that point in time. And he went to make a move on Joey, and honestly, I couldn't get up there to push him fast enough. And if I did, somebody else behind me probably wasn't going to do the same. At some point, that was gonna hurt. So, that's just kind of the way it goes. And you have to realize the shoe could be on the other foot next time. And it's not always going to work out for everybody. And I get that, and it's easy for me to say today, but that's just the way it's going to be at these places.
And also, you just talked about just the fan reaction here at the end, but I think back to Watkins Glen, maybe there weren't as many people, but that was quite a reaction too. What makes this one stand out even more? I know it's always hard to compare to the first one, but there was quite a reaction that day too.
Yeah, I honestly can't describe it to you. After the race was over, just kind of the way it ended, I was in La La Land down there when I was looking for the checkered flag. I really don't know. I just know that, every time I stood up, the crowd stood up. Every time I got fired up, they got fired up. And that's just something that you can't ever take for granted. Like I said, people might not always like you, and it stays like today, and those moments that, you'll cherish and never forget. Certainly I won't. And these races are too hard to win to not enjoy those moments. And like I said before, you never know if or when you're ever going to win another one. And I'll have forever remember getting out of the car and experiencing that. And there's nobody to thank but the folks watching for that moment and making me feel special. And it being close to home, I think, had a lot to do with that. And they made me feel at home today, which is pretty cool.
We'll go down to Lee.
LeeSpencerRacingBoys.com. We talked to Joey Logano and Eric Almirola, two guys that have recently won here, and they were both kind of surprised that it took the Chevys that long to formulate the kind of plan that you guys did today and stick together, because for a long time you all did have the largest contingent out there. What took so long, in your opinion, to formulate a plan that you were able to go and capitalize on it the way you did today?
I don't know, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, we had a plan and we executed today. So really, I can't answer that. But I know that we did the best we could today, and luckily it worked out.
We'll go right here in the back.
Mark McCarter for the Anderson Star. Chase, have you talked to your dad? Was he here today? And what was the conversation like? I
haven't talked to him yet. He was not here today, but my mom and my grandmother were here, which is really cool. My mom missed all of the wins last year, and my dad was at 2 of the 3. So she got to one up him today, which was pretty neat. I think he was actually he was driving some car at Road Atlanta today. He was running a vintage race, I think, over there. So I talked to him this morning, but I haven't had a chance to call him yet, so I will shortly.
I think we have the results of that race.
Your dad actually won today.
Oh, did he? There you go. He won too. Good day.
Any final questions? All right, we'll go to Jacob and then to Bob.
Jacob Seaman, Speed Sport Magazine. Chase, it's hard to overlook at this point that you've got the last 4 wins for Hendrick Motorsports right now, going back to last year. Is there any point where you look at this and think that you're carrying the banner? Do you feel like you're carrying the banner at all for this team right now?
I think as long as a 7-time champion is in the building, he will always carry the banner.
Bob?
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. I was just curious with all the chaos going on behind you, and I was trying to listen to your ear, and they're like, caution's coming, no, it's not out, oh, maybe it's out. Was there ever a thought that you didn't win the race?
Yeah, I thought I blew it back there. I saw the yellow lights, so in my mind I was thinking, well, it's over. Then everybody comes blowing by me, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I just pissed this way, everybody beat me back to of course, my luck, I'd be thinking they beat me to the next segment, and be all mad, about that. But yeah, I didn't really know. I thought when the caution came out, it was froze, so that's what I was thinking in my mind. And luckily they officiated it the way I was thinking it was done. Yeah, because I kind of let off. I didn't know where the wreck was either. I think there were cars everywhere from what I understand. So yeah, we were always told to slow down when the caution came out, so that was what I did. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know.
Is there any final questions? Right here in the middle. Sorry, I can't see her.
Hey Chase Holden with Rotorball and Garage Guys Fantasy Sports. Quick question that I had for you was, you're a pretty popular driver amongst the millennial generation. I know we have a lot of them out here, but as the wins keep going, you know, and your popularity keeps building, what are some things you would like to see to keep driving in new fans, new generation of a NASCAR fan just amongst millennials? What are some things that you want to do to kind of help build that up?
Yeah, I want people to come and just have a hell of a time at the racetrack. I mean, this is a great experience for them to do that. And really, I think a lot of them are. You know, and at the end of the day, you want to build a product that's exciting and is, you know, exciting to watch. And I think ultimately, if something's exciting to watch, I'm gonna go watch it. You know, I mean, that's the same reason I watch other stuff, is because I find it entertaining. So if you're making something entertaining, and somebody can come and have a great Saturday night or Sunday afternoon at an event, or Friday night or Saturday night, whatever it is, then I think they will. So, yeah, I mean, that's the big one, is making a product entertaining, and if that's the case, I think it'll be fine. There you go, that's right. Free wings at Hooters tomorrow. Yep. And free fried pickles, I think, too.
All right, thank you, Chase. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.